Hey guys, just wanted to go through what you were doing today. So take a look in Google Classroom, take a look at the daily agenda. So we're going to go over your homework that you guys had. We're going to do a quick review on adding and subtracting, dealing with perimeter. Then we're going to go into multiplying polynomial notes. And then you guys do have a worksheet for homework. Okay, so here are your answers, guys, to the homework. Just remember, if there's a subtraction sign, you really needed to distribute that in. Okay, so this is really a 4x minus 2y minus a 2x plus a 6y. Then you can go and combine your like terms. You have your 4x minus your 2x giving 2x, and then you have a negative 2y and a positive 6y giving you a 4y. So pause there, check your work. All right, guys, so I want to talk a little bit about perimeter. Okay, so perimeter, guys, is just adding up all the sides. So if we look at this problem here, we have an x squared minus 3, a 3x squared minus a 4x plus 1, and an 8x plus 6. Literally, when you're doing perimeter, all you're doing is adding up the like terms, adding up all the sides. So I look here, I have an x squared and a 3x squared. That's going to give me a 4x squared. I then have a negative 4x and an 8x, which is going to give me a 4x. And then last but not least, I have a negative 3, a 1, and a 6. So 6 plus 1 is 7, minus 3 gives you 4, and that right there is your final answer, just making sure that it's in standard form. Okay, just knowing that what we're working on, you can go back and relate to perimeter, something in real life. All right, so what I want to do now is talk about multiplying polynomials. So we're just going to do a few examples here. So if I have a 2x times 3x squared plus 5. Really what you're doing here is you're doing distributive property. Okay, so I'm really taking a 2x times a 3x squared. So multiply your numbers, 2 times 3 to get 6, and then you add your exponent, so you get x to the third. After that, multiply again, the 2 times the 5 gives you 10, and then you just have your x, just making sure everything is in standard form, and you're done. Okay. Taking a look at another one here, if things are a little bit bigger, if I have a 3x plus 1, and then say a 2x plus 5, okay? So some of you guys might have heard of the FOIL method. I don't really like the term FOIL. Really, it's an extended version of the distributive property. So I'm taking this 3x and multiplying it by the 2x. So 3 times 2 gives me 6. X and x gives me x squared. Multiplying again, 3x times 5 gives me a 15x. Okay, so I basically did an extended version of that distributive property. Now I need to distribute this 1. 1 times 2x is 2x. 1 times 5 then is 5. All right, from here, now I need to look, is it in standard form and is there anything I can combine? And I see here that I can actually combine these two right here, a 15x and a 2x. So my 6x squared would come down. I'm going to combine my two middle terms here to give me a 17x. And then I have a plus 5. I can see that that is in standard form. So I'm good to go. All right. Next, let's take a look at something looks like this. Oh, I used a 2 a lot. Use a different number. 5x plus 4 squared. Okay, now some of you guys would be very, very tempted to try and take the squared and kind of bring it in, but it's very important that you need to remember that this 5x plus 4 squared, what that really means is 5x plus 4 times 5x plus 4. Okay, so it's taking something times it by itself. So we need to do it right like we did number 2. We need to do this distributive, this extended version of distributive property. So I'm taking this 5x and multiplying it by 5x. 5 times 5 gives me 25. X times x gives me x squared. Take your 5x times your 4 then to get your 20x. And then I'm going to distribute that 4. 4 times 5x gives me 20x. And then 4 times 4 gives me a 16. Okay, now I can look here and go, all right, is anything like terms? Answer is yes, my middle terms. So I'm going to bring down my 25. Oops, I'm running out of space there. So I'm going to bring down my 25x squared. I'm going to combine my two middle terms here. 20x plus 20x gives me 40x. Notice how it's just 40x, not 40x squared. Be very careful with that. And then bring down my 16, and that right there is my answer. Okay. One more that I want to go over with you guys. Just say that we have something that's much longer. 2x squared plus a 5y. Let's actually make that look like a 5. Minus 3. Okay, so this is just a longer version of distributive property. So I'm going to take the 3x and multiply. 3 times 2 gives me 6. X times x squared is x to the third, and I'll just tack on my y. Then take your 3xy and multiply by your 5. So 3 times 5 gives me 15. There is no x, so I'm just going to bring that down. There's no other x. And then I have a y and a y, which gives me y squared. After that, then, distribute to the last term here a negative 3x. So 3 times negative 3 gives me a negative 9. And then there's nothing here, so I just bring along the xy. Okay, so now we're looking here, is this in standard form? Okay, remember standard form will go alphabetical order first, so xy. And then we need to look at the exponent. So we got an x to the third, and then an x, y squared, and then just an xy. So that right there would be your final answer. Okay, so again, guys, if we go back to that perimeter problem that we were doing before, this second one asks for area. Okay, area is just length times width. So I would just be going and taking my 3x plus 2 times my x plus 5 here. Okay, and I'd just be multiplying them to find the area of this. So 3x times x gives you 3x squared. 3x times 5 gives me a 15x. 2 times x gives me a 2x. 2 times 5 gives me a 10 then. And then I can just go and combine my like terms. So I have a 3x squared, plus I had a 5x, and a 2x giving me a 17x, and then a plus 10 on the end. Okay. So those are your notes, guys, on multiplying. So what your job is for homework is the multiplying polynomial worksheet that is posted in Google Classroom for you. If you have any questions, please make sure you're reaching out through email. Thank you, guys. Have a good day. Bye.